Congress has again hit out at the BJP and the centre over the Agnipath scheme. The Congress party has said that it will not rest till it finishes Agnipath. Congress has called the Agnipath scheme a betrayal. Remember, it was also part of its manifesto, and it has said that it will revoke the scheme if it comes back to power. Congress party today has said that opposition pressure may force the government to make changes. In fact, INC India has tweeted today, and I quote, Modi government will have to stop Agnipath scheme also. If they don't do this, we will stop it. It is reported that changes will be made in Agnipath scheme due to pressure from opposition. It is possible that after 4 years of service, now 50% of Agniveers will get permanent jobs instead of 25%. But that's not enough. Agniveer scheme is against the army. This is a betrayal with the youth of the country. It's playing with the national security. Right now, they have forced us to reconsider, but we will not rest until we finish it. Joining us now is Prabhakar, who has more details on this story. Prabhakar, tell us what really led to the Congress yet again attacking the BJP on Agnipath, and tell us what is the significance of this attack?
Remember, this was an issue which, when the scheme was launched, it was JDU actually which started this issue, and they were in the opposition. They were running a government here in Bihar along with RJD. The BJP was the opposition party, so they had completely, they were against this particular scheme, and they wanted the government to scrap this scheme. They said this is not only, this would be curse for the unemployed youth who are actually seeking employment in the armed forces, and this scheme should be scrapped at once. Now the dynamics has changed. The JDU is part of the NDA alliance. So remember, they had not only moved the court on this particular issue, but also had sought intervention of the Supreme Court over the Agniveer issue. Now. What we are learning from our sources is that the BJP might actually make some changes, some amendments in the scheme. The amendments might actually be increasing the years these new recruits are supposed to spend in the army. But Congress is not ready to buy that. Congress is saying that they would continue opposing it till this entire scheme is scrapped, because this is something which is against the interest of those seeking employment in the army and the defense forces. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Prabhakar, for joining us with those details. Also joining us now is Pooja Tripathi of the Congress Party, and we have Shazia Ilmi, a spokesperson of the BJP. Thank you both of you for joining me. Pooja Tripathi, first tell us what made the Congress react like this. We know that the Congress has been consistently attacking the government on the Agnipath scheme. It has said that it's a betrayal of India. It has also said that it will also increase unemployment. But one criticism that we've often seen with the Congress's criticism of the Agnipath scheme is that the party has not offered any alternative when it comes to modernization of the armed forces or catering to its increasing demands. What do you have to say on that?
Vasudha, when it comes to the topic of modernization of armed forces, you don't play with the fire. Armed forces is the most secure, the most stable, and the most efficient organization that's been functioning in the country. You know, when they introduced this contract scheme called Agnipath, they are just playing with the fire. They're not just playing with the security of the country. They are playing against the aspirational youth who wanted to join army, not just with an intention to serve the motherland, but they also wanted a secure future. And not why just Congress, is the Janata Dal United and Lok Janshakti Party. They've been asking government to modify Agniveer. And this is, let me tell you, I remember General M.M. Naravne saying that if constitution can be amended 100 times, why can't this policy be modified? Having the feedback from the ground. The feedback from the ground is Bharatiya Janata Party is losing badly in Haryana elections, and that's why. And this is the Rajat belt. This is the belt that sends the maximum youth to the army. And you hear any kind of reporter talking to the people on the ground, and they are saying that log khali baithe hain, they don't want to join the army. 4 saal ke liye kyun join karenge? And that's his feedback. And they have made a U-turn after the Waqf board, after the lateral entry, after the broadcast bill, LTCG jokes, and the pension scheme. This is another huge U-turn by the government that claimed the 400 par, but could just be, limited to 240. This and many more to come, Vasudha, I must say, because The demand of Congress is Agniveer scheme should be scrapped altogether. Don't play with the fire, don't mess with an organization that's responsible for maintaining the security of the country when three of our borders are porous and there's a huge problem lying along with the security from Pakistan and from China, and you just don't give them inexperienced soldiers to fight on and then leave those trained manforce in the market for after 4 years. I think this is not just injustice to the country, it's injustice to the youth of the country too.
Shazia, would you like to respond to that? Because in the last few months, leading up to, specifically because of the Lok Sabha elections 2024, we see that the BJP did not have as many numbers as it expected. We did see the party really consulting with its allies when it came to important decisions. There has also been a rollback of sorts because there have been widespread consultations and there has been some focus on listening to what people on ground say. Do you think that there's a possibility that the Agnipath scheme, which was brought in with a lot of promise that the party made, and also the centre said that this will cater to the increasing demands of the armed forces, it will modernize it. Do you think that there's a possibility that it could be revoked, considering that the opposition is consistently attacking it and also elections are coming up now?
So first of all, let me tell you that the opposition, the LOP, was called out in the parliament after the new government was elected and was found lying completely on the issue of compensation. All the announcements that have been made, there will be reservations and there will be complete absorption of the Agniveer youth. In case 25% of course will go to the army and others will go to other paramilitary forces and then others also would be recruited. It has already been announced. But it's very rich coming from those who are actually in an alliance with the National Conference, which is talking about abrogation of Article 370, which is actually standing with the secessionists, with those, with the terrorists, with Pakistan, and which stands for dialogue with Pakistan. I really wonder what, if we're looking at Haryana elections, where they send so many of its young men to the army, I wonder how they would react to Congress party's decision to go with those who want to abrogate Article 370, who want to have dialogue with Pakistan, who want LOC trade with Pakistan, who keep scaring India like Farooq Abdullah just did and said that, oh, you know something, India is a nuclear power. Pakistan is a nuclear power and India should be petrified. Farooq Abdullah, who wants Chinese intervention. You think Rahul Gandhi would be able to cut any ice with those people there in Haryana who send their brave men to the army, who says that, हाँ हमारे लोग कैसे पिटे थे, कैसे उनकी पिटाई हुई थी डोकलम में. I think that the truth is quite the reverse, and I think it's really sad that Rahul Gandhi has decided to go once again with the secessionists, and I think this has been planned from day one.
Right.
So I think they have a lot to answer for. Okay. As for Agniveer, their lives have been called out. It stands very much by Agniveer. It benefits many people. It has been tweaked and modified as per demands and concerns, and it is going to make a huge difference. And in fact, this is also coming from Rahul Gandhi, who's compromising the professionalism of the army by talking about not merit, not performance.
Pooja, would you like to respond to that? Because, it's an important observation. Also, reforms is a tricky business. In a country like India, it has diverse needs. The fact that, the opposition, if it keeps stalling every reform move, or for that matter, anything that is being brought in with a vision to sort of revolutionize an existing system, won't that go against the interest of the country?
No, I don't disagree with you, Vasudha. It's very rich coming from Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson that the question was on Agniveer and she went into Article 370 and I went on to GMT elections. But I'll not get into that. Any reform should be kept with a larger goal of a national interest in mind, and that's the basic fundamentals of any government that's reigning, that any government that forms a government in the Delhi is that a national interest should be prime. And what kind of, when a general has said that this came out of the bolt of the blue, you cannot, as I said, you cannot play with the fire. It was just, she was just mentioning the compensation. Are the Agniveer, the supposed Agniveer youth, are they getting any pension? No. Any gratuity? No. Any disability pension? No. Any ex-serviceman health benefits? No. Any canteen benefits? No. Any ESIC? No. Any ex-serviceman status? No. You are just, releasing into the societal manfold a trained manforce, which we are already grappling with the problem of unemployment. You do not make policies that aids to the problem of unemployment of the youth who is looking. These are the youth. It's not, people from Bharatiya Janata Party spokespersons or Congress spokesperson who get into the army. Let's be very honest about it. It's the people from the villages. It's people from the lower belt of the marginalized sections of the society. It's from the Dehat who toil hard, who burn their night oil to train for the army and train for future because they wanted a secure future. You just came and just for the sake of modernization of the army, when army generals have been telling you that this is very detrimental to the whole structure of army, the whole health of the army, and then you decided that we'll not modify it. It's Kargil Divas. Last Kargil Divas, Prime Minister was defending it, and now they have come and started modifying it. The role of an opposition is to check the government on where they flaw. To correct the government.
Okay. Shazia, because the government is also focusing on a lot of feedback that, like we have seen in the last few months, and also youth are at the center of it. We know that there's a big skilling program that the budget also sort of like centered itself on. Would it be a good idea to, in some ways, for the Defence Ministry to revise the kind of benefits that are there for Agniveers, in some ways to increase retention? Because if there is a plan that is put in place to boost the retention rate of the Agniveers, which is what the opposition's one of the main criticism has been, that would also allow more individuals to extend their service beyond the initial 4-year period, which has been the point of contention.
Yes, I disagree totally with the Congress spokesperson, and it's obvious that she wants to oppose for the profit, as is the want and mandate of her party. And she wonders why I brought in Article 370. Well, you're talking about the army here. You're talking about Haryana elections here, which is why it's very important for people to know the truth about the Congress party. And we know how Congress has been known for all its corruption in defense deals and where they stood on Rafael. Similarly, they're spreading all these canards about Agniveer, when Agniveer clearly is a way to not just increase the forces, modernize it, and to have shock services commission there, which is there in many countries, but also to provide gainful opportunities for youth to get streamlined into the army and forces and paramilitary forces and learn the discipline that army offers and learn and acquire a new skill set. But obviously these are all new and good ideas, something Congress party would not know anything about. All they've done is this same old identity politics. And of course, now Rahul Gandhi wants caste system even here. There's just desperation by the Congress party who can't think afresh, can't think anew, and is stuck with the same old rotten divide and rule policy. I think they'll have to go and come clean where Haryana elections are happening, and they will have to tell people where they stand on Pakistan, on dialogue with Pakistan, on national conferences, main issue of abrogation of 370. Those are the issues that Haryana youth and former servicemen, current servicemen, and those who want to go would want to know more about. So I just want to warn my Congress spokesperson, she better be ready about an answer, because Rahul Gandhi hasn't still mentioned where he stands with 370, knowing very well that he has an alliance conference and they are traveling together everywhere. So this is something that she'll have to be prepared for, instead of saying, BJP spokesperson is bringing it up.
Okay, thank you, Shazia. Thank you, Pooja Tripathi, for joining us on this show. Clearly, a politically sensitive issue there. Congress party saying that it will not rest till the Agnipath scheme is revoked.